Hi there, Colleen. How are you?
Good, Jenny. How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you so much for being here with me today, talking about the Eating Empowerment series.
Of course. I'm happy
So,
to be here.
tell me first of all, why do you want to sign up? What had you excited about signing up for the program?
Yeah, absolutely. So last summer, I had joined one of your Sunday calls that you did with a couple of your peers, talking about a number of different topics, and I had never heard of you before, and I got to listen to you talk about a few things. You mentioned your book, and it really resonated with me. So I bought the book that day, read it in a day, and knew that I needed to learn more about what this eating empowerment was all about because it just sounded fascinating to me. And when I had the opportunity to sign up for your class in the fall through the winter, I jumped at it because I really wanted to understand how this better way could help me, with handling how I feel about eating and my body image and all that kind of thing.
Oh, that's awesome. And I'm so thrilled that you found me in that way, just so serendipitous, right?
Yep,
So
absolutely.
So tell me about your experience in the program. Like, what were some ahas that you had? What were some of the takeaways that you got from actually doing this 10-week experience?
Sure. And it's funny because I really didn't know what to expect. I just knew that, I'd been dieting on and off for years. I've learned a lot of things about myself and, what worked and what didn't work. But at the end of the day, I was still struggling with being happy with what I looked like, how I felt in my skin, how I felt in my clothes, feeling frustrated that every time I wanted to try to lose 10 or 15 pounds that I knew it was just going to be torture. And so going through your class and hearing some of the things that you were saying about what could be at the end of the road, I couldn't imagine to how we get from point A to point Z. And so the thing that was exciting to me was that you took us on a journey. It wasn't just, hey, everyone here, do this, and then this will happen. It was showing us techniques and methods and different things to do and try, and really helping us become aware of our bodies, how we feel, talking about, I think one of the big aha moments for me was when you talked about morality and food, and I'd never even heard of that concept. And today, I mean, now it's, more than 6 months later, after probably hearing that for the first time, it still resonates with me because there were so many things that I restricted from my diet because I thought it was bad and that I wasn't allowed to have it or that I didn't deserve to have it. And I'm feeling emotional and getting goosebumps as I say this, because now everything is available to me, and I can really experience everything I want. I actually, and I haven't had one of these recently, but growing up as a kid, peanut butter and jelly on white bread is something that, I think about, that is so delicious, with a big glass of milk. And as an adult, that's not something that I've allowed myself to have. Like, you can't have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on white bread. White bread is terrible, peanut butter and jelly, the sugar and the fat and all that. And I was thinking about it this morning because my husband said to me last night, I don't care what we have for dinner. I'll eat peanut butter and jelly. And for a minute, I'm like, peanut butter and jelly. I'm like, wow, that sounds really good. And you know what? If I wanted to have that, I could, because there are no limitations and restrictions. So, and peanut butter isn't bad, and jelly isn't bad, and it's okay. And that was mind blowing for me to be able to live now and not feel like, whatever I put in my mouth, I have to punish myself if I do something that I thought was bad. So that was the big thing. And then just also, and I already knew this, but when we went through the exercise of listening to your body and the scale that you teach us on, if we're full, and the difference between being full and being satisfied, and that there is a huge difference. And so sometimes when I would eat and I wouldn't be hungry, but I would continue to eat, I never understood why I did that. And now I do. And so I feel like you've taught me so many tips around, the meaning behind some of the behaviors. And so it's helped me make better choices so that I can feel satisfied and I'm not going back for more. And does it sometimes happen where I go back for more because maybe I made a choice? Yeah, but you know what? I'm not beating myself up about it anymore. And that's the really big difference. So at the end of the day, I thought that the end goal was for me to figure out how to eat right so that I could lose weight and feel good. But really what I learned at the end was how to just truly be happy in my own skin. And that is so much more important than anything else, you know, of the weight, the scale, the size of my pants. I mean, it's feeling good and happy, and it's expanded and resonated to my entire life and my entire family because, you know, as I'm happier, you know, people around me are happier because it just naturally, that's the way it works. So.
Oh, this is so beautiful, Colleen. And I'm actually getting chills too hearing that, because that's exactly what I wanted you and every other person to get out of it. And just the fact that you understand the morality piece of it and how it damages our psyche to feel like that's not for us. I'm different. I'm not allowed to have this. And the idea of scarcity versus abundance, and that you have shifted into abundance, taking away the energy of all those foods that you had you're not given yourself permission to have for all those years. And what a relief it is, right? To know like you have that power within you and you had it all along. You just needed permission to tap into it. That's so beautiful.
It's mind blowing. That's all I can say. And I wasn't expecting it. And it's just, yeah, it's just a great place to be.
Oh, that is so wonderful. So I just have one more question. And why would you recommend this to a friend, coworker, family member? Why should somebody join the Eating Empowerment series, in your opinion?
Yeah, and it's funny because you'll often assume that everyone feels the same way that you do. And we've had this conversation, Jenny. You know, you see a large woman in a string bikini and you think, wow, you know, what's in her mind that makes her comfortable to be able to do that? And so obviously everyone doesn't have the struggle that I have, but we both know from the book that you did and the research that you did and the folks that you spoke to, that there are a lot of people who struggle with their self-image and eating and self-esteem and, you know, all the stories that you've heard about, you know, the first time somebody felt like they weren't good enough. And I feel like there's so many different ways that people do work on building their self-esteem and their confidence, but there's always that nagging thing. And, you know, especially I feel like in our society, you know, image is been portrayed as such an important thing, you know, especially in women. And so if people struggle with that, if people feel like, you know what, I feel good about myself, but there's this one thing that I haven't accomplished and I'm not there, I feel like this could bring you across the finish line. And again, it's not just about eating. It's about so much more than that. It's about really how you feel about yourself. And when you feel good about yourself in all areas of your life, I feel like there's really nothing you can't accomplish. So to join Jenny's Eating Empowerment class, I feel like, you know, it really, you know, I'm a little at a loss for words, only because, you know, I never imagined that I would experience and gain from it what I did. But I think that if you're looking for something and there's something lacking in your life, that this could be something super positive to experience. And the 10 weeks, again, when I started, I had no idea what was going to be at the finish line. And if you're open and you're looking for, you know, that deeper level of awareness about yourself, because like Jenny said, and it always brings me back to the Wizard of Oz, you know, everything you ever needed is right there, you know, inside of you. And there really isn't anyone else that can make you happy or give you confidence or, you know, any of those other things that you need to be happy in life. And I feel like this program is, you know, it's not a diet. It's none of the things that you probably think it would be. And it's absolutely totally worth your while to go for it.
Oh, Colleen, thank you so much. And my heart is like swelling hearing all of that. And it was such an honor to work with you and this is why I do what I do, right? To see the kinds of transformations like that, because it's all about the internal transformation.
Yes.
And that's really just so powerful, everything you just said. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk about your experience with the program and to share all those beautiful thoughts. And I just want to say, you know, thank you, thank you, thank you.
No, thank you, thank you, thank you. It was such a pleasure to be a part of the program, and I know that we'll continue to be friends for a long time because you know, it's important to keep hearing the message, and you know, I definitely will share with anyone who I come in contact with who seems to need to hear this message. So good luck to you with everything, and I hope that you impact a lot of people through your journey.
Thank you, Colleen. Mwah. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.